got stung right on the top of the back of my inner thigh. Welcome back to HoneyBell Homestead. The day has finally come that we can go get honey out of our beehives. Before we get started with that, we need to put this new honey extractor together, and then we're going to mount it onto this pallet so that it doesn't rock as we spin the frames. Last year we borrowed one of these and it rocks all over the place. It would take 2 people to hold it still while someone spun the frame. So somehow we're going to mount it onto this before we go get the frames.
What are those?
The crank handle. This is to where you open it, the spigot to let it out. Bolts for putting it together.
So we go just pick up the frames and bring them here?
Yeah, pretty much. You gotta clear all the bees off of it, off each frame, so we don't bring them back here with us. And you gotta analyze the frame and see if it has enough capped honey to make it worth taking, or if we should leave it. You can see it's got a little rubber gasket there. It's gonna fit right in this hole. Okay, so we got it all together here. So we'll take the frames and then we're gonna spin it. So first, wash it out with soap and water. What's up, cat? I figured we'd probably just take my truck since the Ranger doesn't steer. All right, we're gonna drive out and get the beehives, or at least the frames that are full of honey. We'll bring you along. We parked about 60 yards away from the bees. We're gonna get set up here. We're gonna leave the truck here with a tote that we can bring a frame at a time. We can brush all the bees off of it, bring it over here, put it in this empty box, in this empty tote, shut the top, and try to prevent getting a million bees following us back to the house. That's why we're parked far away. We've got one new toy to try this time for grabbing the frames from the top and being able to pull them up once they're loose. And I got some new gloves. If you watched the last one, I found out I had to go one-handed with a hole in the glove. Got some new ones this time.
Oh no, I just got a rip in my face net.
Oh. We could like pinch that, clamp it. We got into this box a month ago or so. We put this top box on here. We'll see if they put any honey in it. Definitely glued it on with that propolis. Get some, get some. That white stuff, that was on the one in the,
It doesn't seem great.
in the barn just now too. So this was empty when we put it in there, right? A month ago?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Came unhooked, but I see a lot of honey might be uncapped yet, but this one looks capped. Man, they might have filled this one right up for us. For us. It was nice of them.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So gorgeous.
So that is all news
Since
since
the last inspection.
yeah. We need to get the bees off of the frames and then carry them over and put them in the other box. I've got all the bees off of this frame and I'm gonna walk it over to the truck then. Get it away from the bees. That one I started with first was kind of, there you go, squeeze it.
I'm getting nervous about this hole in my head. Behind me.
Cool. This is interesting. They had some maybe comb or something they were building up right here. Maybe that's larva, but it was attaching to the one below. And this frame is broken right here, so I'm gonna have to be careful with it. Oh, this one's totally broken. Guess that one needs repair. Gonna make it difficult to carry, but I'll get it. They've got it kind of glued down to the frames below like they did on that last one too. There you go. I'll brush it and you can walk them back if you would like. That's better than being amongst all these right now. There are a lot. Not sure if you can get a sense of how many bees there are fluttering around, but it's a little unnerving. Probably gonna get worse when we get to the next one down and we have to brush all these ones we brushed off that fell onto full frames. We're gonna have to brush that frame as well. We may want to run these ones back.
Yeah.
Because we need an empty deep. Come on, man. Good enough for now. Try and get bees out of there and keep it shut. We need to go back and get another deep to be able to put the next set of frames in. And they're getting real antsy. So I'm just gonna cover them up for now. We'll take this one back and we'll come get the other one. So we just took that tote back with the frames full of honey and we went and got some more more empty ones. So this is the one we just emptied. We're gonna take it off and get the next one. These ones are deeper, so they're like 40% more honey than the other one. Ooh, heavy.
50% on this side? What side
Okay.
did they say?
100.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they say like you want them to be like 80%, but if... Got it? Okay. That one's real heavy. 100% on that side and good on that side. Yeah. I can only hear bees. Kind of cool how there's dark honey in the middle and then there's lighter honey around the edges. That's another heavy one. 100%, 100%. Trying to find somewhere to set it down, but I don't want to crush bees. Getting pretty excited to get done here with this part because there are a lot of bees swarming us. Well, I don't know if swarming is the right word, but bombarding us. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try and get one more. Get out of here. Ooh, I just got stung right on the top of the back of my inner thigh. Okay, we've gotten them nice and upset. I just got stung for a second time. He's stuck in my sleeve right there. He's yeah.
I wouldn't walk like that quite yet. We might walk behind it for a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk away.
You're like all over your butt. So you don't have an allergic reaction.
Or two. So that got kind of wild at the end there. They were getting pretty upset and active. We're gonna leave the ones we just collected here. There's a lot of bees still on them. We're probably 80 yards from where we're gonna go extract honey from the first set of hives that we got. We'll come back over here and we'll grab one frame at a time, brush it free of bees, carry it over and decap it and put it in the spinner at that point.
What do I say? This is our brand new honey extractor. It can hold 4 frames of honey. We're going to show you how to use it.
We got a new capping tool for cutting the cap off. So we'll try that out this year.
Do we eat the honeycomb or does he pull it off?
Not really. We try to keep the comb intact so that next year they don't have to rebuild it. They can just add. Okay, let's give it a try. Let's see how these look. So that one was on the end. It had no honey started. Well, I guess a tiny bit started down here, but then this side was great. And hopefully our knife can kind of get in there. Our new capping knife.
Did you have a different knife?
Satisfying.
What's
What
that?
did we use for that last year? Do you
Just
remember?
a big long kitchen
No, it was
knife.
that scraping thing that Kristen lent us. You remember that?
I do, but I think we used that knife mostly.
What are we gonna do with all that honey falling down?
We'll strain it out and put it into jars. We might need a smaller tool to get in here, these spots where it's lower than the wood, the frame. Oh man, that's gonna be so good.
Smells good.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll take this one over.
So there's little slots that it goes in.
Yep, there's 4 slots. So, and it'll start dripping as we're waiting here. But we'll get another one.
Don't spin it yet, honey. Okay, honey. Get it. Don't spin it
Is
yet,
your mom
honey.
gonna let you be on a YouTube video?
The knife.
Yeah.
She has a YouTube channel.
Is it there on both sides on this one?
Yep. So this is obviously the part where everything gets covered with honey. I'm gonna speed through this part as I gouge the frames. I'll slow it down later when our friend Cindy shows me better how I should be doing it. Looking back at this, it looks so dumb how I'm gouging the frame and pulling out comb by not going back and forth. I was trying to copy this guy from Fall Line Ridge that I watch. I guess we have different knives. Going around. Try not to drip it, lose any. Thank you. Thank you.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Pick your hand.
Cool, that worked pretty good.
Oh, it's so dark.
Scoop this from up here.
Yeah.
It's like black almost.
The wax part, it was good, but I didn't eat it. I don't really get any wax, so I didn't. I did. I just took it out once all the honey was up.
Give it a taste test.
Gonna spin it a little bit.
Okay, so we've got it loaded up with 4 frames. And we're gonna go ahead and spin it now and clean them out. We'll spin it for maybe 30 seconds or a minute on each side, on one side, and then we'll turn each of the frames around 180 degrees and go again. There you go. If it starts flinging out at us, we'll stop.
Open your mouth and try to catch it.
It's shaking me.
It's pretty fast if you just keep... It's working better with it on the... Turn them. So this guy has a lot left. A lot of meat on that bone. But we'll spin him all right down to the first one anyway. That one's a lot there. We'll flip this way. Spin it. Okay.
Is this fast enough?
I got it on your shirt and all things.
Is there
What do you say?
a deer on the road?
Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot down in there.
Is there? Oh my gosh.
Look at
Yeah,
that.
see, this makes me want to cut this better.
Cut that better.
I don't remember what it was. Maybe $300, $350, something like that. You guys are welcome to use it too. We're gonna call it a night since it's about 65. It says it feels like it's 61, but what it's doing to us is the honey is not running out of the extractor very quickly. So it would take forever to try and fill jars right now. So we're gonna clean this stuff up, take the extractor in the house, try and keep bugs out of it, and it'll warm up some and should work better tomorrow. We've still got the 8 deep frames to be uncapped and spun tomorrow, and then we have another whole hive with I think 2 boxes as well. Peace out.
Hey, we're back for day 2 of honey extraction. It's pleasantly sunny. The Bills just got a big win.
We've got 8 more frames to uncap, so we're gonna get started on that. Hopefully with the warmer weather compared to last night, the honey will run better into our jars.
There's a bee.
Will I cut? There's a lot of bees around right now. I'm hoping they're more interested in the honey than in me, so that's what I'm gonna count on. As the night went on last night, we got a bit better at the cutting portion and the using a sawing motion to just stay just underneath the cap layer that our friend Cindy was showing us. That was her first try at it also, but it worked much better than the pushing through motion. This is a bigger frame than the ones we were using yesterday. Those were in the super. These weigh a lot more and hold a lot more honey. We could probably only fit 2 of these in our spinner also.
Here's some of the wax we collected from yesterday. We put it in the strainer and let all the honey drip out into a bucket overnight.
It's really satisfying to uncover all this great honey. You can see a lot of that cap that we need to strain out. So Jess is gonna run it through a strainer and into a bucket. We probably should just buy a bucket with a spigot on it. We could easily make one. Just barely touching the bottom of the bucket, which is perfect. It's got a real thick rubber washer on the inside. Okay, that's all it should take. We can put a top on it if we need to, if we don't get it all out in one day.
Can you just kind of lightly lift up on that end of the pallet so that, I mean, the higher it is, the faster it'll go. So it like works if it's not higher, but. Stand on it and right hand it. I go lefty.
Feel the breeze. Honey smelling breeze.
I'm gonna go do a wardrobe change. It's a little warm out here.
See if we can get a good look at the empty cells after the spinning. You can see the spots where I missed cutting the cap properly. This one has not been spun yet. So it'll go on the outside now, and you can see obviously it's full, mostly empty. So that's what they look like after we've spun them again. And if we can keep them in this shape, I'm not sure. We put them back out on the hive now for a little while, and we let the bees kind of clean it up a little bit. But that's so much less work they have to do next year. If they've got that comb already built for them, they can just start storing stuff. I'm going to uncap this one, both sides, and then I'll take it and weigh the frame. We'll spin it and I'll weigh it again. We'll see how much honey came out. I just went and weighed this one that I had weighed before, and we got 3.5 pounds out of one of these. So if we average 3.5 over the 8, that's 28 pounds of honey from that one box of the taller ones.
It's my first go. Here's the first official bottle of 2024. Look at the difference in these two. That's what you get for eating our bee clothes.
As that finishes draining out, we'll let it strain after it finishes, and we're going to take the frames back out and put them on the hives that we took them from, or the hive that we took them from yesterday, so that the bees can work on them and kind of clean them up. I don't know if they just eat on that honey and that's how they clean them up. I'm not sure. And then we can research what we do with those hives, because we don't want to leave it too tall with too many bodies on there, hive bodies on there for the winter, because if there's too much space, they feel like they can't defend it very well, and then that makes them want to leave also. If they have too little space, they'll split and they'll swarm and you'll lose some, which could be a good thing or bad thing, I guess, depending on your hive situation. But we'll go put these back on for a few weeks and we'll look into mite treatment. But while we're out there putting those frames back on the hive, we'll go take frames off the other hive, and then we'll be able to spin those out tomorrow. Let's try and work kind of quick here and get these frames back in, get this one closed up so we don't get them all excited like we did yesterday while we move on to another one. I wanted to point out that since I got stung twice yesterday, I'm preparing a little better today. Instead of blue jeans, I've got fleece lined pants and a long sleeve shirt, since I was wearing it already, with a t-shirt underneath. It's a little unnerving when they all get worked up like that, but I definitely don't want to be fear-mongering and make people afraid to raise bees. We've watched lots of videos where people go out with no gloves, no head net. We're not doing that, but the stings weren't that bad. What scares us most is the gentleman we bought our hives from got stung, and he had been stung many times, I think, over the years, and not a big deal. But he got one just under his chin 2 years ago, and he ended up having to go to the hospital for it, and they made it sound like it was just a building up thing. We're gonna take a peek in this one. Hopefully that top one's full of honey. The second one down might have some honey, we'll see. And we'll just take a look inside this one.
This one was just kind of establishing itself after last winter, and we were gonna leave it, not touch it. Just curious to see what's going on.
Yeah, not much going on there.
This is where they kind of have to start from scratch, right?
Yeah, build that up.
They really have. I mean, I hope they'll. I'm kind of curious if we were to peek on the other one, right down here.
So I think for winter we should probably go down to, at most, what's left there right now. Take that one off for the winter so they have less to defend here. So a lot of brood. Some capped honey on the next one and on the back of the one you're looking at.
Okay, so you think we should take...
Got some beetles in there. We'll have to look at what to do about those.
What's on my hand? Can we look it up? 2 of them.
Yep. Get a good shot of it.
To see what those are. This hive is just kind of an experiment. We're just going to put it back for now.
Yeah.
Wanting to see what happens. How they do. Don't know where they came from, if it's the other ones splitting off. This is our number 2 hive.
We're hoping that short blue box will be full of capped honey.
If that's the case, we'll get just as much out of this one as we get out of that last one.
Oh yeah. So to do it a little different today, instead of scraping all the bees off into here, I think we may just carry each one away a little bit, brush it clean, and then come put it into a tote. Yeah, you can kind of walk a little ways away. And you got what? Oh no.
Yep, we're good. It's all capped.
I've seen some where they use like a little, essentially like a mini leaf blower, to blow the bees off of there. And they are so thick around my face. You just got stung again. Okay, getting a bit too crazy in there again. We're gonna stop. We've each gotten stung multiple times. Time to get. So it's day 3 of the bee work, which we mistakenly thought would take 1 day. But it is 7:45 in the morning. I figure if I can get out there now, it's pretty chilly out. If I can get out there pretty quick, maybe the bees won't be as active, and we just had 4 or 5 frames that we need to bring in. Home as I had hoped. Man, they're on to me. I want to try and get this one that's broken though. At the foundation maybe. Hopefully with it being cool out this morning, they won't be as active. Get out of here. I will be glad to be done with this part. Now that I'm learning to watch my wrists, I see they try to burrow in there like that. They're pretty good about it. They're trying to get there, and they get on the seam where my glove sleeve meets the jacket, like they sense a weakness there. They're all up on the camera. I think I'm gonna walk a big old circle, brushing the whole way before I get to my truck, so that hopefully most of these get distracted and go somewhere else. Never goes quite how you hope it will, apparently. But I think we got all we need to get here. We've got them covered up so we can spin that out. Yesterday, we got 51 pounds of honey so far. So we're expecting about the same out of this. So hopefully we'll have over 100 pounds in the end, which is crazy. And that's how you get stung when you go to sit down in the truck. They're just chilling there. Try and get down in where my sock meets my pant leg. Oh, 3. Man, they're crazy in there. Glad I'm wearing that fleece lined pants. He's pretty persistent dude. He won't give it up. Come on, go back to the hive. Okay.
Should we both try to work on that since we have...
Yeah. We've got a lot of bees hanging out with us today with all the stuff having honey on it. It's kind of short-lived for me. I just got stung right in the hand for the 5th time in 3 days, I think. So I'm gonna stop. Jess is gonna keep rocking it, trying to cut for now. We've had a little change of scenery this morning. We had so many bees swarming us down there yesterday in the extractor. We had to clean it all out this morning. So we moved it up onto the porch clean, and we're about to spin out our last 2 here, and then we can start bottling. All right, we're gonna start emptying the last bit, which is a lot. So we're running this through a regular strainer right now, pasta strainer, and then we'll run it through a more fine mesh strainer to get into our bottling bucket. So it is day 4 now, but we are down to the home stretch. We've got all the frames spun out and we're ready to start bottling. We're having some issues with the bottling bucket leaking down here. So we've got a couple jars there to catch it for now. But we're gonna start putting it away in bottles and see what we end up with.
Thanks for tagging along for our 2024 honey harvest.
We got over 100 pounds of honey. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.
Nailed it.
Bye.